Alastor is one of Hazbin Hotel's most interesting characters. What villainous motives is he hiding? What do I think is in store for season 2? And after analyzing him, what villain score would I give him 1 out of 10? Is he better than Adam? Is he better than the V's? All of this and more, answered now.
Let's just say, his broadcast never lacked new voices.
What drives Alastor? For the majority of season 1, Alastor is a friend to Charlie who claims he's only helping out at the hotel to cure his boredom, and that nothing sounds more entertaining than watching the Princess of Hell try and fail to rehabilitate sinners. By the end though, it seems this is not true at all, and that his true motives lie in breaking free of the deal that binds him to move up further in the power chain of hell. In my opinion, he's probably one of the best characters the show has to offer, and one of my favorite parts of season 1 was theorizing and watching Alastor unravel. For the majority of season 1, outside of his demeanor, Alastor doesn't really have much to be suspicious about. But every once in a while, you see him do something and you're like, that's kinda weird, but then sometimes you ignore it because, you know, we want Alastor to be good. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a former serial killer, but he helps Charlie with the hotel. Yeah, but also he's imprisoning Husk and Nifty. Who knows? He's this huge question mark on the moral spectrum, and it makes him a really interesting character. Watching and analyzing him in every scene to get just the smallest crumb of info. I think when Alastor initially joined the crew at Hazbin, this is some theories, right? His intentions were really to befriend Charlie and eventually strike a deal with her that leverages her position as Princess of Hell to further his goals. But I think he has taken an actual liking to the other characters. Maybe I'm reading into it a little bit, but at the end of the finale song, he describes them as his friends when he's by himself. So I think he genuinely does see them as friends. Will that be enough to stop whatever plans he has to take over Hell? I'm not sure, but the popular theory is that Lilith owns his soul, and that's what pushed him to befriend Charlie and use their eventual deal to help him out of his situation. And you know, maybe he just wants out. They could still be friends, you know, it doesn't have to be one or the other.
I love seeing wasteful souls struggle to accomplish something meaningful and fail spectacularly, like you are doing now. Good job.
It's funny, but I feel like the creators of the show like Alastor more than Charlie. I get it though, honestly. I bet he's a really fun character to write for based on the fact he's so unpredictable. One moment he's nice, and the next, batshit crazy. And that factor of never knowing what you're gonna get with Alastor, it always keeps his scenes engaging. Talk about the design of the dude. I absolutely love it. I think a huge reason the aesthetic of Alastor is so memorable is because of the contrast in tones. The same reason clowns are scary, right? You take something that isn't supposed to be creepy and you put it in a creepy environment, a creepy twist on it, everything changes. Alastor's voice and the way he talks isn't normally associated with being creepy or evil. It's very old-timey and retro. But you put that spirit in a body that looks like this with this big-ass like Joker smile on, it's instantly memorable from the first scene. He says later on in the show that his smile doesn't always indicate if he's happy or not, and that's another thing I think works really well. The fact we don't know what he's thinking, what he's planning. Maybe he hasn't been happy the entire show. Maybe he has. Maybe he hates certain characters. Maybe he doesn't. The performance is great, the design is great, and just from a writing standpoint, he has everything that makes him an interesting and engaging character. You want to keep your eyes glued to him every single scene just to see what he's doing, what he's up to.
Broadcast your screams for every other disrespectful wretch who dares to question me.
Every scene with Alastor is awesome because he's a character that brings out a ton in the others around him. He's not a character who just sits in the background and lets everyone else play out this scene. He's gonna get involved and he's gonna get some strong reactions from everyone, and therefore strong reactions from the audience. The first big scene I want to touch on is the slapper of a song, Stayed Gone. I already talked about it a little bit in my analysis of the V's, but this is a great moment that highlights a great rivalry in Alastor and Vox. It sucks that this is the only time we see the rivalry in action, and we absolutely need more of this in season 2. It's great because Vox is a lot louder and more passionate in how he acts versus the laid back and chill persona of Alastor. We see just how much Vox hates Alastor, and the radio demon lives rent-free. No need for apartments.com. Jeff Goldblum, get out of here in the TV demon's head. Also, seeing demon form Alastor at the end, that's insane. How do you look at this guy and be like, yeah, 100%, he's a good guy? You can't. Hell's Great Dad, another banger of a song. It doesn't help that Lucifer's kind of really insecure about himself, but it's also funny that Alastor doesn't mind getting into it and taking shots at one of the most powerful beings around. Although, like everyone says, Mitzi ruins it. It's like getting a toenail and a really good piece of pizza. You're like, damn, this is awesome. I love this. Oh man, no. That episode in general though is good. We get some good insight into Alastor's past in this episode, which further adds to that mystery. But a scene I actually really like is at the end where he kind of tells Mitzi off. Again, it's scenes like this that makes me think he does a flip at some point and he actually does start to care. The scene where he makes a deal with Charlie is really important because it throws a little bit of a wrench in us thinking he's a good guy, you know? It's like, hey, you know, what's he gonna use this deal for? What's his true intentions? Why is he doing this? It throws us off only to be solidified in that ending portion of finale that the only thing we know for sure about Alastor is that Alastor is gonna put Alastor first. Love the fight with Adam as well. I already talked about it in my Adam review, so that's that. And that ending of finale, good lord, it's insane. It's so hype. It's like one of the best parts. Should have been its own song.
Ah, you lack discipline, control, and worst, you're sloppy.
Alastor is a mysterious character who is hard to paint as a villain right now, but he's definitely not good. As a character, I'd give him like an 8. I absolutely love him, but since his villainy as of now is only outlined with his biggest details yet to come, I can't give him a super high score, so I'm gonna go with a 7.
Just because you see a smile, don't think you know what's going on underneath.
Well, Hazbin Hotel fans, that concludes our week together. 5 videos across my 2 channels. All I thought about is Hazbin Hotel for the last week. I go to bed and dream of those little egg guys, I swear. If you want me to review some villains from Hell of a Boss, I will if this video gets 300 likes, but give me like a week or 2 to talk about some other stuff, okay? I got an Avatar villain from that show, Naruto villain from that show, some more video essays, so stick around. I'd really appreciate it. Help a small channel out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. This is a great show. I've really enjoyed talking about it.